You're listening to Midwest Coven Cast.
I'm Susie.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Marilyn. We are three modern pagans making our way through this world.
We hope you will join us every 2 weeks
For conversations about,
Well,
just about everything. We hope you enjoy this episode.
hello, Covenland!
Hello.
Welcome back.
Are there people that still listen to us?
Are you out there? Is there anybody
They're
there?
probably thinking, do they still record? Do they still record?
We're back for real.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a podcast? So, it's been a while.
Totally. It's been a long time.
Almost a year.
Yeah, I was just like looking at things so we could switch out things to start, telling people about season 3 and everything, and like our old like banners on some of our social media are like season 2 starts March 17th, and I'm like, oh, holy shit! It's been almost a year since season 2 premiered. Hasn't been quite a year though since the season ended, but it's been a while.
And
So
lots has happened since.
so much
A
like
lot
stuff.
has
Oh yeah. So
Susie, I think you should light our still going candle that,
yes,
I don't know, did this start in season 1 or season 2?
it started at the beginning of season 1.
Yes.
Yeah, and we had predictions that have all like far lapsed.
I
was the most
said
off
like
so far.
72 or something though, didn't I? I don't know. Mine was a high number.
Oh man, yours was a lot higher than ours was.
I feel like yours was like in the 20s or 30s, but I might be wrong.
Maybe I'm close.
We need to look back at this. We need to,
I was gonna say that's
we need to
what
jump
it
in
is.
our time machine called
put it in
social
our
media
notes.
and figure out.
We can just listen to ourselves, on our podcast.
On our podcast.
But Sam did bring up the fact that the candle still had a lot of scent to it, so I was kind of
Yeah.
excited that, hey, it's still
It does still
going.
smell good. Before you got here, she smelled it, and I was like, "Oh, I want to smell it too." So,
Really
so
good.
I did, and it was delicious.
And I, oddly
still.
enough, before lighting it, didn't smell it. Even
And
though
now
I was
there's fire
excited
in
enough.
it, so. The candle is offended that you wouldn't take
I
in
mean,
its
I can-
sweet perfume.
I can definitely smell it now that I've lit it anyways, but I'm just saying I usually would have been the one that had been like,
Yeah.
but
So, like, this season is going to be so different, I think, than the seasons that we've done before. And I think we should talk about this.
I'm glad
a little
for
bit.
it because
Yeah.
I feel like, it's something that I feel like we all want to do things and we all
Yeah.
think we're going to always plan the day and do it then and it's gonna come up and it's gonna be convenient, but then we never ever do some of the things that we really want to do. So it'd be really nice this season if we can actually do some of the things that we want to actually do.
Yeah, have
Yeah,
experiences out there with the people.
Yeah,
In
and
the
that's and now
world.
since the pandemic too, like everything is so cut off from everything. It'd be so nice
Yeah.
to finally reintegrate into society again.
And I feel like I need someone to hold my hand to do that. So, like,
why
we're
not
gonna
use
do
this
this just a
podcast and
little
each
bit.
other, right?
perfect to have a coven to come back to. And
So I feel like we're
For
kind of
sure.
skating around what the change is going to be this this season. So we should probably say it directly so people aren't like, what's going on? So we're going to shape this season around experience, and I'm really excited about that, as you guys have alluded to. Like, I'm feeling the same way. And so we might make quasi-mention of some of them in our opener today, but
Yeah,
we
we'll
might have
kind of give you a
others
taste
too.
of a few
Maybe.
of them.
Where we might, let it be a surprise.
A few that are maybe to come, you might be able to guess, but we're gonna try to keep it a little mysterious to keep you kind of,
Just gonna like bait you in a little,
Exactly.
just tease you just the tiniest bit, and that.
We want to keep you listening to the podcast week after week. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, not kidding, but
subscribe below.
Oh man!
So
I mean, we're at season 3, so I mean, we do have some people.
I feel
I'm
like we
excited.
made it,
Yeah.
right? Third season, that's like,
hey,
you're
you know
making
what?
it now?
And you know what they always say? It's one of those things that you just got to be consistent and do the thing that you want to do. And then what was that? The baseball saying that everyone got wrong and thought Mandela effect. You build it and he will come.
build it and they will come or something.
Build it and they will come. Build it and he will come.
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's he will come, but everyone thought it was they because it makes more sense. And then when everybody realized it was he, everyone was like, what? No way.
Oh, man.
Mandela effect.
So I'm also kind of excited. So, sorry, I guess I just like accidentally put some ambient sound in here, but we are eating dinner because we used to always record in the morning, and just because of like life and whatever, it just so happened that the night works better for us. So I'm pretty excited because I'm more of a night person and I feel like I'm more myself like at night. And so it's going to be interesting to be recording. Not that I wasn't myself. I was just my morning self, you know?
I was just tired.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like excited to be recording while I'm like more energetic, you know what I mean? Just because that's naturally in my cycle when I am more energetic. So
Sam was probably thinking, this
is almost my bedtime, and I am a morning person 100%. But
yeah,
it's also because like we have an espresso machine at home, so like at crack of morning we go and we first thing go make our espresso.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do drink coffee when I get up, but I usually, like, if I'm on my natural cycle, I mean, like, 11 to 1, like, I don't know, it just depends. But I'm back at school now, so this is kind of a weird semester. I mean, it's not, but it is, you know what I mean?
How long has it been since you've been back to live?
It was almost 2 full years.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. I think I stopped in my office like once, like the week after it started, just to grab some books, but I left everything else on my desk. I was like, oh, we'll be back in a week or something. And then like the day that we left, it was like, we thought we were coming back, I mean, like the next week. We didn't know everything was going to be canceled so quickly, right? And then, and then I went back like a week later just to grab some books for my dissertation, which is still going fucking very slowly and embarrassingly slow. Yeah, so after that, I mean, like, I literally just grabbed some books and left. Like, I didn't want to be in the building that long because we still didn't know much about the virus at the time. And, like, you know, it was, like,
She's
crazy.
Like, I'm gonna grab my shit and run!
Yeah, get it, go! We're in zombie land!
I need these books, though.
Yeah, I need these books.
I gotta have my books.
Yeah, I'm such a nerd. I need my books.
But she survived. She got her books. She made it out.
I don't know if it's like Michael Myersing itself, like getting ready for the comeback. I hope not. I think we're getting past it. I'm hopeful. I'm still a little public shy, so it makes it weird that we're back in class for me this semester. Yeah. But it's also making me sort of like face my anxiety about being in public. Because, I mean, I've had things about being in public since before the pandemic, so this just really, like...
amplified your...
Yes, piled it on there for me.
Stay away from me.
Yeah,
I'm staying in my house.
It's been fun, you know. It really let my hermit side shine.
Well, I kind of went back to college to be reacclimated to the public, and then the public got shut down.
And then the world was like... Just kidding.
I wasn't acclimated at all, and now I'm done with college, finished that, and now I have to go get a job in the public, which I have never been acclimated to. It's great. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Oh.
She's like, looking forward to getting a job. But yeah, I mean, at least you graduated from college and you got your degree, though, so that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And was it science? Or no, not science. Design, right?
Graphic design, yeah. But it was a Associates of Science. And I was on, like, 2 honor societies. It's fine. No biggie.
Well, that probably helped you a little bit integrate into society, hopefully. But it was, again, during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was all online. So. Most of it was online at that point.
Yeah.
I did have a couple semesters before everything shut down. Mm-hmm. Now I don't really know what being an adult is. It's fine.
Or at least we're living in some weird semblance of adult life. I don't know.
Yeah, like we're allowed to drive again. What do we?
Well, yeah. So I basically work from home except for one day at the store, and it's nice because I get my social interactions and I get to get out of the house a little bit, but I also don't have to go out of the house very much if I don't have to and don't want to. So
you get to get to groceries at the same time, right?
Exactly. It's like I kill 2 birds with 1
day a week.
Yes.
They pay you to get your groceries.
Pretty much. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it, you know? But, and plus I get a couple of breaks, which I need to start doing meditations on again. I fell out of doing that. I just kind of do my grocery shops on them now. But, yeah, like I said, I'll get back into meditating, because that's something that I really, this also I'm looking forward to this season, is I want to start really getting back in tune with my, like, I don't know, my sense of spirituality with my inner self. Because I feel like sometimes I stray away from wanting to get to know what I want to get to know, and I sometimes get absorbed in, like, my outer world and all the things that I have to get going on, and I don't necessarily want to involve myself with, but just at the end of the day, I have to do what I have to do. Yeah. And then I kind of, I don't have enough room left in my mind to even think about some of the things, like my chakra alignment and my meditations and how to get to a good point of meditation where I'm not thinking about all of the bullshit. And, you know what I mean? But I want to get back to that peaceful place that I once was, because I know I was there, and I know I can get back there. It's just a matter of me focusing and doing it. And yeah.
Well, I think that one of the things that we're going to be doing this season, I'm hoping will help you a little bit in terms of, like, getting back to your meditation, because I've been doing the Gateway Experience, and so I'm only on, like, the first wave or whatever, but there's some, like, meditation stuff going on in that, and, like, whatever. So anyways, it's kind of a whole thing, but I'll probably share something, you know, online about it and whatever, but
it might help me sleep, because I haven't been sleeping very good either.
But I'm hoping that the you know, like, the sort of, like I say, after I usually do the Gateway Experience thing, like, right before I go to bed, which a lot of times, like, at the end of some of those, like, it tells you, like, oh, you're going to be wide awake, blah, blah, blah. But it's like my mind is much more clear, I feel like, after I do them, so it's it allows me to go to sleep a little bit easier, because, like, I have an internal monologue that just, like, goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, especially when I'm laying there at night with nothing else to do but think, and so which can make it hard to sleep. So,
well, what's funny to me too is, so I remembered you mentioning something about the Gateway Experience, and I remembered I had watched something on Netflix. I think it was called Headspace. And so I went back and I watched that again, and I was, like, trying to, and it worked a little bit. Like, I need to probably watch it more again. Like, I don't know. I need to probably really watch it more, or do the Gateway Experience, like you're saying. Once that happens, maybe that'll be just like, oh yeah, screw the other way, I'll do this. But I do want to try that again, though, because I do remember it getting me kind of back into because it teaches you kind of more about meditation and a little bit how to do it better, and, like, just techniques that have worked for others anyways. Maybe not how to do it better, because everybody does it differently, but you know what I mean. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to go back and check both of those things out. And again, it's about experiences. So I just need to I need to be more open to having experiences, I think, is my other problem. Like, I'm just so fixed on my normal day-to-day, everything that I already know and do, and I'm so comfortable in my comfort zone that, like, I don't really want to get out of it sometimes because I'm comfortable here, you know? But, like, I realize, too, that I'm also not comfortable staying comfortable. Like, I want to get out of my comfort zone and do some things that I've never done before, just because it's, like, what life's about, I feel like, you know? You don't want to just be the same old every day, otherwise what's the damn point? But, I mean, not to say that, I shouldn't say it like that, because I also find
there is some value to consistency, but, you know, like, sometimes you want to add a little bit of spice.
Spice it up a bit. You got it. Exactly. And again, there's so much that life has to offer, like, in the world in general, like, for experiences. Just little things that are, you know, from the experience of doing the Gateway Experience. That's free. We can do that. Yeah. But there's also other experiences that are kind of a little more bigger, and I think we're going to have to pay some money to do them. But I think they're going to be worth our while. We're going to have fun doing it, and it'll be kind of a... Yeah.
Well, that leads us into something else that's going to change this season. So, like, with this in mind, we are going to be moving the podcast every 2 weeks, because we are actually going to be... there's going to be, like, a necessity of us to go out and, like, do things in the world and then talk about them, so...
That's a lot of money to do things in the world.
Yeah, and it's more time than us just, like, sitting on our ass and talking about things, you know?
And to pay your experts accordingly.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, but we are going to...
With also weekly reads, correct?
Weekly reads. Really, Susie? Weekly reads?
No, I said weekend. Didn't I say weekend reads?
I'm going to have to replay that tape. But I'll give you your due if I misheard you, but I'm pretty sure I get your weekly
Okay,
reads.
I'm so sorry if I did.
So I'm going to give you the evil eye for about 2 seconds and then stop just in case I'm wrong. But, no, weekend reads, yes. But thank you.
But
you did know
now,
it. I didn't have to correct you.
We could now call it weekly reads, though, since it's not going to be on the weekend anymore if we're going to alternate it. Or
well, no, it's still going to be on Friday,
so
I'll put those out. Yeah.
Scratch all that.
Do you even know what's going on?
Scratch it all, Marilyn.
She's here for the pizza.
Edit it all out. It's okay. You can edit it.
That's okay.
I'm just going to eat this mozzarella stick and shut up.
It's alright. You keep my life entertaining, Susie. And for real, you might have really said weekly. I don't know. Or maybe you didn't say weekly. You
I
said
didn't
weekend.
mean to if I did.
Yeah, I know.
You don't mean in my words. They don't always come out.
You make me laugh. It's totally valuable. But in a fun way, you know? Because I know you don't mean it.
No, I just say the things and sometimes they're not right.
But yeah, so we're going to do weekend reads on the off weeks, basically.
But on Fridays. And then our podcast will come out on every other Wednesday.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this season of that, too, because there's a book that this is a book that I've read about and have been wanting to read for a really long time. It's called The Golden Bough. Hey. And it's basically a sort of comparative religious text. And so I think it's going to be interesting. So I'm really excited about it. It's a longer work, so I'm debating whether I'm going to cut the season in like 2 or if I'm just going to try and do it all in one go and then just like continue after our season ends. I don't know.
I mean,
we're just playing it by ear over here, you know?
We're just going to go and start reading it and see what happens.
Yeah,
it might
go
longer, and that's fine.
Yeah, 100%. But it's in the public domain. It's newer than last season's, and well, the first 2 seasons, because I did Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa's 3 Books of Occult Philosophy and Magic for the first season, and it's pretty long. So I cut it up into 2 seasons. I did book 1 in season 1, and then books 2 and 3 for season 3. Books 2 and 3 for season 2. Yes. And so, yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it goes because it's a newer text. It was like
it'd be easier to understand.
Yeah, the language hasn't shifted as much.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's the only thing that I guess I kind of hated in school when we were reading things like Shakespeare was the fact that like I can understand them to a degree, and I understood the beauty of them, like, being said in such a way to a degree, but then I also kind of was just, like, stuck at times not understanding quite what they really meant. You know what I mean?
I felt that
like,
same way with Harry Potter.
Like, just say what you mean, bro! Sorry. I can appreciate it to an extent, but I can also see the humor in, like... it not being quite my cup of tea as well, I guess, is all.
Mm-hmm. No.
But no. Honestly, that's the other thing, too. So I think I'm a little bit more excited about... Not that I'm not excited about weekend reads, but I think I'm also excited about the book club that you guys are talking about.
Yeah, me too, actually. Well, you know I'm a book nerd, so...
Of course. I know you're always excited about book anything, so...
Pretty much, yeah.
But I'm rarely excited about book anything, so I'm kind of excited that I'm excited about this book club, because I think it's going to get me to actually read something again, which I don't really do unless I'm kind of forced to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was my idea, so obviously I'm excited.
Yes, I was just going to say, and that's, I think, another thing is that...
Should we talk a little bit about the book?
I think I'm excited.
I mean, yes.
I think I'm excited for some of your ideas, too. Like, I feel like some of the, like, the book choice that you have, I think is a little bit more in alignment with what I would have chosen for a book as well. So that's, I think, something that excites me. I'm like,
I think it's going to be good for all of us.
Yeah.
Should we talk a little bit about book club right now?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, Sam, do you want to talk a little bit about it first, because you're the one who actually finalized our choice.
So I'm reading like 4 books at a time right now, and one of them is so terrible. I committed. So I'm also on like a habit tracking app, and one of my habits is like reading this book, and I committed to reading half of it by the end of February, and it's just a terrible book, but I'm sticking through. Mm-hmm. But then I started reading this one as my like weekend pick me up while I'm not reading that other boring, terrible one. And so I know I'm going to read this one pretty quick, which is The House Witch by Erin Murphy Hiscock. Yeah, so for book club, we decided to do one of hers, another one of hers, which is a newer one, which is Book of Self-Care, Magical Ways to Pamper, Soothe, and Care for the Body and Spirit. So, if you guys want to purchase a copy and read it with us, we've probably going to start that, or might have already started that. Fill in source here. Time frame.
Are we going to keep, like, assignments? Like, we're going to read X amount by X day?
So, first of all, I want to touch on, I think that right now, with everything that's going on in the world, with things picking back up and still kind of being unsure, self-care is really important and prevalent right now. And so, I think that the more people we can get along to follow us, the better. You know, we all need allies and accountability partners and things, even if it's just day-to-day life. So, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Same here.
Yes, I think we're going to maybe not have homework per se, but have definitely, like, shadow work to go along with the chapters, or, depending on what types of rituals are already guided in those chapters, we can just
Are we gonna
have ones that we're going to do together.
Are we waiting until we've read it all to start doing these things, or are we going to do it like a few chapters at a time, or...
We got to go over the details of this still, so I don't know.
I was imagining it would go a few chapters at a time, depending on how long the chapters are. Like, because if it's like a long chapter every time, then maybe just one even every week. We could just talk about one chapter a week. You know?
Well, I don't believe they're long chapters, but there might be a lot of content or like rituals that we want to do for like a whole week to really dive into them before we, and you know, and spend that time just on one chapter.
Maybe we'll go with the first week. Hold on.
Do we know how many chapters are in the book?
I do not.
Because maybe we can just do, like, one chapter at first, and then depending on how that goes, we can just play it by ear, and if we feel like we need to do more, we can just do more, and if we feel like we can just stick to the one a week, we can keep just one a week. And
we
so,
should,
basically,
buy the book.
Details, TBD.
Yeah.
Oh, buying the book. So there are, I did check, as of the time of recording this, it is available in like Kindle Unlimited and also as an audiobook, I believe, via Audible. I think this book, though, is going to be a really good choice too, just because, as Sam said, we like all need accountability and whatever, but I think, you know, there's a lot that's gone on over the last 2 years, and so, I mean, just like in the world in general, as you said, and like also with each of us personally, and so, yeah.
So I'll get rid of the elephant in the room, so... And I'm probably gonna cry, obviously, because given the context of what it is, you guys both know. But the biggest, we were gonna talk about our biggest changes since our last episode. And unfortunately, the biggest change that I've gone through was not a good one. I'd like to say everything is all peachy keen and great, but unfortunately, it kind of isn't in my world at the moment. So, the father of my daughter and I have been together for like 16 years, and unfortunately, he passed away about 9 months ago now. And it was very unexpected, and it was something that, I mean, he had gotten sick, and he had been about a month and a half or so into it, and we thought that he was going to be getting better, and that he was into recovery, and it just kind of all went south very suddenly.
It's really sudden, yeah.
Anyways, it's not been easy for, I mean, it's been, I have a lot of people
I mean, that's a huge change, you know, to your daily life, to your, you know, who, you know, your status as a parent.
Like, he was literally
totally flipped. Yeah.
Yeah, he was literally my best friend, and he knew me the best out of everybody in this whole freaking world, and it really sucks to know that he's gone, because, like, every day I want to talk to him again. I want to see him again. I want him to be here to see our daughter. Like, I'm so proud of her, and I know that he would just be so proud of her, and I was so proud of him and the way he was becoming such a good dad, and I just feel like he didn't rob us so much. Like,
yeah.
And he hadn't always had an easy life either, you know? He had a hard upbringing, and I think he was looking forward to giving Kelly something that he never got, you know? And I feel like I was kind of looking forward for Kelly to having something that we never had, really, in a father, and I just feel like it just sucks when you have
But you know what? She will have something that we did have. A strong as fucking mom.
She will.
Yeah.
Thank you. I try. It's it's
It's a
some
tough
days
thing,
are
you know?
easier than others,
Yeah.
but it's just like, and I appreciate all of you guys supporting me because I have such a network of people around me that I really do. I love you and I care about you guys so much, and you guys, I wouldn't have gotten through it without you. So me and her have all of the thanks to give to you guys because it's meant everything to us.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, she's probably the closest thing I'll ever have to a kid because I don't really want any of my own. So.
And she's gonna love that. She will be A-okay with
I mean,
it.
I love her so much. Oh my god, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, she is. That's the only thing that's gonna suck though is that like Corey and I wanted to have. Well, we wanted to have more kids just because we wanted her to have a sibling because you learn a lot from your siblings when you grow up with them in the same house and you go through the same crap and it's something that you can't really like.
When mom and dad are being meanies, then you have an ally.
Yes, exactly. Like, she doesn't have an ally now, so I gotta, I gotta rebuild my life, and I have to start to figure out what the future is for us and her and everything, and I'm trying...
She'll still be okay. She has Levi to hang out with and
Yeah,
bully
that's
around.
That's true. She'll have lots of
cousin time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dylan will be there, beat her up every once in a while, and then
There you
she'll...
go. And then look
learn
out for
place.
her, and when she's got her
spoiled
boyfriends
AF,
coming
I'm
around
not
when
even
she's a
sure.
teenager, he'll go beat them up for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
But yeah,
anyways,
I think you win like biggest life change. Not that it was a contest.
Oh God, I was just gonna say.
But
I
mean, just like horrible year. I mean,
yeah, this was the worst year of my life.
Yeah.
Not this year. Last year it was 2021. So it was,
yeah, but I mean, it's still a continuation of like a year in general because it hasn't been a year since it's passed. So
true.
So it's gonna be hard. Probably more than just a year, to be honest. But I mean.
Honestly, like, the part that really sucks, the part that sucks the most is that I just know that I'm probably never going to get over him. Like, I felt like, like, me and him, we wanted to grow old together, and we wanted to, like, have that life where, you're a teenage, or you're, whatchamacallit, where you're just together forever.
Yeah.
It just really sucks to have to start to rebuild at 30 years old. Like, alright guys, in the world, like right now. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. It's just one of those things.
Some people don't find love till their 30s though.
For
the first time.
Honestly, you are super right. I shouldn't say it like that. I shouldn't be, such a whatever about it, because there are people that are in way worse situations, but at the same time, it was a big blow.
I think that's an understatement.
We're all still crying.
Yeah, don't mind us. It's been hard on, I mean, not just you, everyone, really. I mean, it was shocking. So.
Well, I think it also kind of put into perspective for people, like, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this season with experiences, because I feel like we all kind of say, like I said at the beginning, we all kind of say that we're going to do things, and we all think we're going to get the day to do it. And then when the time comes down to it, we sometimes just take for granted that it's going to be there, and it's not. And then we wish we would have. So it's like, there are certain things in this life that I really do want to have experienced and stuff before I go, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, cheers to that, because we're going to make sure that we have some experiences.
And I think we should cheers to him, too.
Cheers.
So we're laughing because Sam has this huge-ass, like, half-gallon water bottle thing.
Cheers, witches.
But I don't have anything left, so I'm taking some of yours. Yes, there we go.
So cheers. We're going to have some experiences.
So, funny story.
Okay.
After his wake, we had a little get-together over at his aunt's with a bunch of his friends, and Mom came.
Yeah. And
he was a drinker. Jameson was his go-to drink, and Mom had a shot to him.
I think I heard this story.
She
I
had
was like,
yeah, I was so, like, I was taking
But then again, she probably hides all of her drinking from me, because...
You even asked her about it. You were like, Mom, for real, you're taking one? And she was like, for Corey, hell yeah, or something.
Exactly.
Well, she probably didn't say hell, but,
But exactly, like, she
was like, for Corey,
I think that she did love him like a son, like...
Well, he was around for a long time, so, yeah.
But anyways, cheers to him and his memories, because he honestly was so great. Like, I know that obviously everybody's got flaws too, but I miss his impersonations the most.
Well, I love the video that we made of him.
Yeah, that was good. I do like. I still watch it sometimes.
His reface videos or whatever, with like the Dropkick Murphys in the background. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was hilarious. It's great.
But anyways, okay. So back to something that's a little bit less
I'm gonna take a breath in.
Woo-wee! Because there are some changes that were made that actually were good as well, and so we should probably get back to some of the good changes that happened in our lives, because there were some good changes too.
Yeah, we had some really good changes in our lives.
I think the best change that happened was...
Should I go next?
Sam's.
Yes, Sam has a good one.
So me and Trevor had our hand fasting, so I'm not sure when season 2 actually ended. We might have actually had our civil marriage done already, but that's just silly and ridiculous things to us. Like, that wasn't our marriage or our wedding. So we had our hand fasting last Halloween, and Marilyn was our priestess.
Yes, your high priestess. Yes.
My high priestess who hand fasted us, and Susie was my maiden. My best maiden? No, I don't remember. Altar maiden?
Altar maiden, yes.
Yes.
What were you, East?
I carried the cup, yes.
Yes. She was our water. She was...
Oh, then you were West.
She signified water.
Right.
Yes.
Water. Yeah.
Yep. It was actually really cool.
We had a ceremony. I didn't really get that many, photos or footage of it. I have some, but...
It was super low-key, though. I mean, we kept it very, very, very small because of, COVID and,
it was a very intimate wedding, and it was very nice, and, we need to, we plan on maybe going back there just, for us, for our honeymoon, and, just getting the whole estate for ourselves, so...
It was a nice place. Yeah. I mean, I don't typically Airbnb, so I was, taken aback when I pulled up to the place and I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, what? Yeah. I was like, this place
I was excited to have a reason to make cake pops.
Yes! She also made us our dessert, which was awesome. So it was, the whole freaking thing was a DIY. Me and Susie
really nice.
I made banana pudding, and she made dirt pudding, and then Marilyn
little mason jars.
Yep,
they were cute.
In individual mason jars, so they were already all sealed up and COVID friendly. I had little
snack boxes.
I'm gonna butcher them. They're charcuterie boxes, charcuteries,
yes.
Boxes that were already little, We tried to make it very COVID-esque.
Yeah.
It
was pandemic chic.
Yeah. There was indoor and outdoor settings, and
people with preferences.
Upper and lower settings. And,
Yeah, no, actually...
But we get so distracted. But the cake pops, they were mushroom-shaped cake pops, because I have a little, mushroom obsession, it's fine. And little pumpkin pies. It was delicious.
Halloween, so the pumpkin was kind of for the...
Samhain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I made a punch. It was,
Yes, and everyone said it was really delicious.
We called it
I barely tried it, because I was upstairs most of the time. I got, stuff mingling. I guess that's what you do on your wedding night, is you mingle with the people.
That's it. It was good, though, I feel like. And then the sangria, everybody said was good, too. So,
yeah.
And I honestly was a little, they were both Pinterest recipes that I found, so I was just kind of like, oh, God, I don't know if they're going to turn out. I hope they turn out. And then everybody's like, oh, good, they're good. So... Yeah.
Speaking of Pinterest recipes, this is a perfect time to drop our next episode and just squeeze it in here a little.
You're so too?
Yeah, pretty much all of my recipes. Well, I start with Pinterest recipes, and then I like to give it a little spice.
Yes.
Whatever my little extra spice is.
Yeah, a little bit extra of this. And like we were saying,
maybe not any of that.
Yep.
But yeah, so our first experience we're doing after our comeback episode, which is this one, is going to be just new recipes, and they're going to be super pagan recipes.
Darn it. I love it. Sorry. Every time I say darn it now, I think of Susie's daughter. She goes, Donut. It sounds like to say donut. Sorry, so now I think about like every time someone says ice or anyone says it.
But no, honestly, okay, we'll have to rethink some of my recipes then because they're not
super pagan, Susie.
Maybe I'll just
She's not noting the sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
I'm being for real. We're having a pagan dinner party.
I'm gonna just have to make mine with the pagan at the beginning.
Extra rosemary.
Yeah, like
you're gonna be like, yes,
bake
it under a full moon.
Super pagan.
There we go. Oh man.
Boiled in full moon
well, because I
water.
have dessert, so I was gonna surprise you guys, but maybe I'll like still surprise you, but not surprise you with the thing that I was gonna do. I was gonna just do 2 desserts because I was supposed to do dessert and a side, and I was like, you know what? I'm not finding a side. That
Okay,
I'm
well, I'll also
sides,
bring a side
right?
then. You bring multiple desserts because
Okay.
I was gonna bring infused gummy bears, but I don't think the dispensary is gonna have what I need in time because everyone's smoking too much weed during this coronavirus stay-at-home orders.
You're in the wrong business.
I can't go and buy the things to make the edible.
Well, yeah, mine don't have anything like that in it. Mine don't. They're not pagan though, so I need to like rethink that. So maybe I'll go for a. Okay, we'll go with. I'll just make the name up and make it pagan.
You're gonna make you're gonna make it real pagan.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
But no,
Is it at least a new recipe?
It is a new recipe. Yes, that's the thing. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of getting
what it is, it's been on my Pinterest page for like since I started the Pinterest. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go find that one. But I didn't go all the way back on my page, of course. I refound it and repinned it because I was gonna go back. I have so many pins; it's ridiculous.
Well, speaking of trying new things, but well, I guess this is kind of not on topic.
Mm-hmm. Nice try. She tries so hard to keep things rolling smoothly. Sometimes,
and I fail real hard sometimes.
Sometimes you fail and we just go with it anyway. It's like, you know what? We're here.
Just do it.
We're going for it.
So speaking of doing more stuff.
Well, I was gonna actually the better transition would have been speaking of getting creative with things, because like you were talking about getting creative with recipes and things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
being super pagan, whatever.
Okay.
But so speaking of getting creative with things, now that I've set up the whole joke for you and the transition, see, I'm an expert.
I'm gonna edit this. I was trying to keep it rolling, but I was going to be like, I made a super pagan t-shirt design on my Redbubble.
Yes, you totally did. Okay, because I was going to go into the Secrets of Kings and then wanted you to go into that. So let's just do it the opposite direction. Do your Redbubble. Get creative, yes.
Yeah.
She understood my cue. She got it. We're good.
So I kind of already touched on, I finished my graphic design degree, did that, that's whatever. But, like, as I'm trying to find a job, I also have my Redbubble, which I'm just kind of putting designs on, and people happen to buy a bunch of my shirts. So that was super exciting. And they were all, like, obviously people that you guys, like, you across the table, and people listening, like, my husband and whatever.
Hey, you know what? You gotta start the algorithm
But no,
somewhere.
I did have, like, surprise supporters, and I was, like, really, it's grateful to have, like, you know, people out there that have our back and people that listen to us. You guys all have our back.
It is nice. It's one of those things that's
Great.
like, what's the word? One of those, oh God, I can't even think of what I was going to say, so go ahead, sorry.
I'm glad I'm not alone. But yeah, so you're getting creative with your Redbubble. So I am kind of excited on the creative front too, because we have to go back a couple of years to start this story. I promise it won't be super long though.
It won't be super long, just a couple of years back.
But anyways, so I started this like serial novel thing called The Secrets of Kings, and I would like post the blog post, and then I would record myself and like edit it, so it was just like kind of like an audiobook, but I put it on YouTube, so it was also video, which was probably not the best way to get people to consume it, but here we are. You know.
Whatever, we try things, okay?
So anyways, I kind of abandoned the project like halfway through season 2 because I was just like overwhelmed with projects and like whatever. I had a couple more chapters I could have posted, but just didn't. And anyways, so I went back on this website. I hadn't checked my stats on it for like the longest time. And so I went in there and I'm getting like a lot of views per week. Like a lot.
Hey, good.
Like, still currently?
Yeah, like now. Like I used to get almost nothing. Like
hey, that's good though.
I mean, like every episode has like hundreds of views or looks on the blog posts and like
hey fans.
I know.
Hey,
so
come and see it.
So it kind of inspired me. I like did sort of like remember how I don't know if we've talked about it on I think we have talked about it on the podcast, but we talked about like doing like digital sort of vision boarding or whatever.
Oh,
I didn't go that far, but like I sort of put the backdrop or like the still of the title frame, I guess you'd call it, from the videos that I did and my background in my computer. And so like I've been like writing and I have enough that I could finish out what would have been the rest of season 2 because I had it kind of like plot lined kind of.
So maybe these people that are watching are going to be like super excited that you might have a comeback.
I'm thinking about a comeback.
Season,
yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, I'm trying to be like reasonable though because it's not done after season 2. Like I would.
It had to be an ongoing thing.
Right. But maybe I'll take a break again and then come back. Well, I'm just going to do what suits me. You know what I mean? Like, it's exciting that there are people looking.
If you're inspired to finish the season, I'd say go for it and see what
I've already written the rest of it. I just need to, like, read it still. But here's the thing. Like, so even back when I was still working on the project actively, like, and, like, uploading the videos and recording them and all that, like, I had talked about how I would love to do it a little bit more professionally done, you know what I mean? Like, with, you know, sound effects and, like, voice actors, like, for the characters and, like, things like that.
It was your first draft, kind of, what you could work with, but
like, right now
rather have it differently now that there's... Would rather have it differently now that there's other accessible...
Yeah, well, now that I know, like, how to do podcasts and things like that, I was thinking about, like, reproducing, like, even the earlier... like season 1 and what I already had out of season 2 and like make it like
more
nice
more content.
And release it as a podcast, but then like also have like a PDF like of like nice illustrations that I do or something like at the beginning of the chapters or something. I don't know.
That could be something that you could link to your personal page when we do our profiles. Then you could, or on our new profiles. Then you can have your link there.
I've been considering bringing back the Nerd Boutique too because I don't think I'm going to have an assistant.
You haven't brought
Sounds
that
like
back.
a Kickstarter campaign.
You definitely need to also do Nerd Boutique again because you still have a lot of product that you could sell that's just sitting. I mean, some product anyway.
Well, I was burnt out for so long, and I'm still kind of burnt out. But
I mean, I guess that's true too.
I know.
With people with emails, you got to keep up with and shipping. And...
Well, I've thought about doing it like kind of on my own terms. You know, like. I'll put stuff up that's already made and you can buy those, but like it's going to cost you if you want a custom. Like
I would just say
because I usually well I think I'll probably start with none, and then like if I'm feeling like I can do it, I might open it up to like customs, like 1 or 2. But like it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive because it takes up more of my time when we're consulting about like what you want and like all of that. And I never charged people more money for
their customizations.
Right. Like, I mean, and I got a lot of them, which meant like, you know, like.
You had to make every individual one and not sell the ones that you already had created.
Right. So it was costing me a lot more time than it was probably really worth me putting into it, to be completely honest about it. You know what I mean? Like, I liked doing it, but at the same time, it would like took my energy, and I also had to have other jobs because I wasn't really like sustaining myself off of it. Like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't something that, right.
Yeah.
No, and that's one of the things that I think sucks about when people are trying to, or like, even us, like, if you ever try and even establish anything, it's like, it's hard to get some of the traction at times, and depending on, and like, when you have a 9-to-5 job all the time, it's like, it drains you, and it's one of those things that...
Well, there's a reason that a lot of people that are like, get famous for like doing creative things, get famous for doing it because they have the time to commit to it. Like, not to say that there's no like come up from nothing stories, but a lot of those like come up from nothing stories are not as come up from nothing as they seem. And this is even beyond like the creative space. Like, you think of like Bill Gates, who, his parents gave him the garage and invested in his company, and Bezos' parents like invested in his company, like, a lot of money. Like, I could never ask my mom for, like, $260,000, like, for a business, you know what I mean? Like, we are not made of money, like, so, that comes to time to, like, practice those things, too, so.
I think that's one of the things that I kind of want to start, like, kind of straying away from, in a sense. Like, I want to make money, and I want to, like, be an individual provider for myself and my family, but, like, there's a part of me that also just feels like I cut myself off from even being creative at all anymore, and I feel like I just need to start being creative again in general and, like, making things for myself just because I want them. Yeah. Because, like, I remember when I sewed that, like, zipper pouch. I still use it at my house all the time. Like, I like it, and
the one that you lost in my car for, like, 4 months.
Yes, that one.
I mean, I still use, like, the book page ones from the Nerd Boutique. Like, I have it. I'm googling my keys. It's hooked my keys. But yeah, like, I mean, I still use my own products.
What I'm really excited about, though, to be honest, is that, like, so remember a long time ago when you got the sublimation printer and you got the heat press? Yeah. Well, we're thinking about getting another heat press, and I really, really want to start making t-shirts.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Like, because I think I'm a member of, well, I know.
Maybe we can make, like, a couple limited edition signed Midwest Coven Cast shirts.
Yes, we could. Like, it would be one of those things that would be, I feel like, they'd be printed by us.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, hot off the press. We could raise some funds for some, like, a new microphone.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Or new microphones setup or whatever.
Right. we can sound better than we sound.
We can get one of those rental sound booth offices.
Oh my gosh. Right. Bad podcaster. No, I'm just kidding. It might have been me. I don't know. I heard like a phone though.
Oh, this one says updates ready to install. Oh, maybe that.
That might have been it. I heard some kind of notification.
So back to.
But yeah, I'm really excited about like other creative things too, like making music, and I have like so many songs started. I just need to like finish some and like release an album already, like for real.
You really should. I feel like there are lots of songs that you have that you've already created. You could just,
I just need to like finish them and produce them. The thing is, like, I feel like I need like an instrumental writing partner, like, because I'm not as good with instruments as I am with my voice. You know what I mean?
Have you ever tried to go on Fiverr and look up something of that sort?
I mean,
might be able to, like...
I'm afraid it would be expensive to get anyone worth their salt, so...
I
mean, maybe not, but...
Sometimes not. Like, I feel like that's the thing with Fiverr that I'm a little bit hesitant to use / go on there, too, is that same reason. But, like, I kind of wonder, like... Because here's the thing. There are things that I know that I could... Like, I'm a very assignment-driven person, like we were talking about earlier. Like, if I'm assigned something, then I can make that happen. Done. Yes, exactly. Like, give me a project, give me a time frame.
Give me a hoop and I will jump through it.
Exactly. Pretty much. So I feel like if I were on Fiverr and I were to have people actually like hit me up for, hey, I need this project and these are my like, guidelines, and I would obviously have the ability to kind of cater to certain things I'm able to already do, obviously. So I almost want to try and get my feet wet, but at the same time, like, I feel like I, again, would be looked at like, oh man, like, who, like you were saying, anyone that's worth their salt, you're going to have to pay a bunch of money for. So, but at the start, you have to almost charge low to be able to even get anything going. Yeah, so you got to get a reputation, and you got to get some projects under your belt. You
gotta let at least a couple people exploit your labor first.
Before you can make money. Somewhere in the world, it's so unfortunate. You gotta volunteer or take on an apprenticeship.
Well, you see, in order to get this job here, you have to have 15 years experience, but it's an entry-level position. You just don't understand.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you understand. Huh?
Yeah.
Maril's gonna
Sorry, I kind of veered off in a different direction.
We tend to do that. It's all good. But no, I honestly feel like, in general, that this season, even since we were starting to talk about even recording it, it's kind of inspired me a little bit to do some stuff again, because, like, I've obviously been on kind of a pause, I'll say, with everything in my life, and all of the things that I kind of, and again, that's not what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to kind of opposite direction and start doing things and start living life. And
I think a lot of us have felt stuck, and like that's where we're like at this shift where now we need to like unstuck ourselves and
like we're ready. And I think the spring is helping
the turn of the seasons and the turn of the
I see the snow melting away, and I see the green coming back, and I'm just kind of like, God, I feel like that's like me right now. I feel like I'm trying to shed my deadness and be rejuvenated.
I'm trying not to get like too hopeful though, because it is like mid-February. Like you see that like meme going around Facebook that it's like fake spring, you're here. Like,
I'm ready to unpack the camping gear and be like, let's go. And
I hate, like, that's one of the things that kind of sucks, is that, like, I have, like, this really weird, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring it down again, but I feel like I have this weird mixed feeling when it comes to, like, experiencing all of these things and doing life. It's like, I feel like, yes, I want to go out and do all these things, and I want that, but I'm also, like, weirdly, like, brought down by the fact that he's not here to even get to experience any of it. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. Like, it's like I sometimes feel like there's this energy within, like, what he once was still in me that I can kind of carry with me, that can inspire me to keep going and to keep doing things and to want to live and to want to do the things. But there's also, like, a whole other part of it that's, like, really sad and really, like, man, I wish he was here. Man, I wish he could do this. Man, you know, like,
but you know what?
Weird.
You can, it's not the same, but you can help him do it through his daughter. I mean, she's half of him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True. That's one thing I'm so grateful for, is the fact that at least, his DNA is still walking around in this earth.
Sometimes she gets that defiant look in her eye, and I'm like, oh my God, you look like your daddy!
So much. Oh my God. I love it, though.
Oh,
like,
man.
Yeah, she looks so much like him. It's great.
Yeah. I see a lot of you in her, too, but, like, there are times when she...
when she's
when
him. Yes, that look. What are you going to do? Come and do something about it. Like, oh, you little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Little bit of chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk.
And then I caught her with marshmallows the other day. Just a couple.
Oh, it still cracks me up when I think about that day that you gave us a chocolate chip cookie because you made cookies.
Oh yeah.
And she I think you had the chairs in there.
Yeah, I had the bag.
Up.
Yeah, because I was getting the carpet shampoo.
Yeah,
so I had everything shoved into the kitchen.
This little girl climbed up there, starts eating a cookie, and I can't remember what I was doing, but I looked away from her for just like a minute, you know. Anyway, she was up there eating cookies.
Yeah, I came around the corner because I was cleaning. I think I was doing laundry or something. I don't even remember. But like you said, I came around the corner and she was just like with the bag in her hand, mouthful of cookies, hands full of stuff in her face. I'm like, girl.
Oh man, too funny.
Well, and then there's that song, that nursery rhyme that Johnny, yes, Papa, eating sugar, no, Papa, and then
telling lies.
Yeah. Open your mouth, ha ha ha, and you laugh about it. I hate that one. I've hated it ever since I heard it. I'm like, no, don't listen to that, because I know what's going to happen. Guess what? Marshmallows are now sugar, and she has gotten caught eating them a couple of times, and I will, because they're in my turny thinger, so she'll turn it, she'll find it, she'll go, I have a twist tie on it now, so she can't actually open it, but at the beginning I didn't have the twist tie on, so she actually got in and got a couple of them, and so she, like, will look at me and she'll be like, eating sugar, no papa, and she says it just like that, not sugar, it's sugar, eating sugar, no papa. God. I'm like, you little shit.
She's got that little demon voice too lately, which I've been like,
oh my God. Yep, I've heard it.
Come back.
She got it on camera. And then her sleeping, she'll pretend sleep. Earlier, she was telling her, she's like, it's time to go potty. Oh.
Levi does that all the time.
Like, oh no, I'm asleep. I can't go potty. Sorry.
Well, I think what it was,
that too?
I was trying to like kind of trick her into going in there with me because I did have to go, but it's like convenient to have her go while I go. So, so like it was about time that she needed to go. So I was like, I asked her if she needed to go. She said no, of course, like she does so often. And then I was like, well, I gotta go. Can you come with me? I'm scared to go by myself. You know, like trying to get her to come with me. And she whips her head over, closes her eyes, pretends to sleep. The first time I asked, and then that's when I whipped out the camera, so she'd already been doing it for a second.
I'm asleep.
Yeah. I was like, and then she'd kind of open her eyes, and I'd be like, oh, good, you're awake. You can come with me now. And she'd be like, and then she'd like turn her head a little bit again and kind of look at me still like, shh.
Yeah, like with her eyes little, like peeking at you, like, is she convinced?
Oh, man.
Is she convinced?
That was so funny. And then, like, when I was like, had the audacity to question like her acting abilities, it was brilliant. Just like she was offended.
She really was.
That's too funny. Anyways, sorry, I'm clearly gushing about my niece.
I was just
Don't
gonna
mind
say,
me.
we're a little obsessed with her. I'm sorry, it's terrible. We'd stop. But yeah, excited to be doing stuff again, and honestly, I'm kind of excited about doing stuff around my house again, because I've been kind of trying to get a little bit, just of things back in order. So, my freaking furnace went out. So I had to...
Already?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's another thing that happened.
That's another change. I was gonna...
No, that's since the last podcast.
Okay.
Sorry. That's another thing that happened was my furnace went out, and I had to, like, drop $4,000 on a damn new furnace. But it kind of is inspiring me to look into other things that are happening around the house, and if I can get some more things redone and whatever, like, I just kind of...
You've got a couple of things, like, the toilet is changed out. You still need to finish the floor in there, though.
Yeah, Dad's supposed to be helping me out with that this spring, so that should be pretty soon.
Good.
We got the stuff bought for... I need to get that paint sprayer from you.
Oh, I have it here, so you can...
Okay, yeah, I'll bring that hopefully the next couple days, and then maybe by the weekend or next weekend I can have that sprayed. And I also kind of want to get wallpaper. Like, have you guys ever seen that metallic-y wallpaper? It's got, like, a shine to it.
Yeah, with, like, the foiling or whatever.
Yeah, I kind of want... Because it's such a small wall that I kind of want to have, like, an accent
you want it to be, like flashy?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, ooh, I've always loved the look of that stuff. And I'm sure it'll still be, like, $100 damn to do it, but still. Hopefully I can get that done, and it'll be a nice new-looking bathroom. And I mean, it's so small that... And then I think, actually, for Christmas, I was going to get a vanity and a mirror. So hopefully that'll just polish it off, make it look all brand new, freaking new. It'd be so nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about doing stuff again, like the sensory deprivation and all kinds of stuff. So I think what we should say, though, is if anyone's interested, you can let us know if you have anything you'd like us to do. We do have some...
we're going to end of the season have, like, Sorry.
We're going to have some spaces open for possible experiences. So we're going to have a form on our website if you'd like to let us know of some things that you'd like us to do. We do have a lot of fun stuff planned, but, you know, we can always move things around or add an episode or something. Like, we want to know what you want us to do. So anyways.
Because that is one of the things that I think once I hear somebody else has had the experience, then I'm more, prone to do the experience. So maybe
100%.
If either you guys have already had an experience that you think we should have, or if you think that you want to have an experience but you want us to try it first and let you know how it is.
Yeah, let us know. We've got a lot of fun things planned and we want to know what you want us to do. But in the meantime, we are actually launching a Patreon as well. Be sure to check that out. Consider supporting us if you love We Three Pagan, which for some of us, people.
Support us, please.
Consider it.
You're awkward. We're awkward. It works.
Yeah. Support your local friendly witches. Hello. Well, I guess with that, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yes.
2 weeks.
After eating some food.
Yes, we're going to eat some delicious food.
To bring to the table.
Yeah. Another nighttime recording session. So I'll probably be my more bubbly self. and it'll be amazing.
And Sam's gonna be
if I
tired.
make it home.
Yeah, so we got an
this
emergency
giant
alert
It's
just a
pitch
few
black
moments ago
outside.
that
It's
apparently
fine.
it's going to be crazy. Well, if you need to stay here, you can.
I have boobs that might have to
yeah.
get home to my baby. Yes, that's another
All right.
thing that has not changed, though. I do want. I'm still feeding that little heathen. It's
Oh, man.
We'll survive.
It's fine. It's
So
fine.
I suppose with that, we will let Sam and her boobies get home
Like
to, her
always.
to her little.
We
Did
are
I
in
say like
podcast with my boobies. It's normal. Bye.
We will see you, or well, we won't see you. We will hear. We will
We'll
talk.
report
we'll
back
be
to you
back.
in 2 weeks and let you know how our recipes are.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
check out Weekly Reads
Yeah.
next week, and we'll be
Yes.
back in 2 weeks. Till
Thanks
next
for
time,
listening
everyone.
to our first comeback episode, and
Yeah.
we're glad that people are back.
Oh, I'm
and
so excited!
listening.
I'm so excited we're back.
We're excited to do things. So
100%.
thanks for the support, everyone.
Yes.
Blessed be witches.
So next time,
Blessed
Coven. Blessed be. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Midwest Covencast.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode.
In the meantime, you can check out Midwest Covencast Presents Weekend Reads.
Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Join and support us on Patreon. You can also find us at
MidwestCovencast.com,
You can also join our Coven by following us on social media.
at Midwest Covencast on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and at Midwest Coven on Twitter.
Until next time, Coven.
Blessed be.